I think many people here at one time or another have probably seen Chris Hansen. They're well aware of what he does, catch a predator. He's done an amazing job of that for many years. And so when we talk about the individuals within this ideology that believe that they are above the law, this is one that is actually pretty satisfying. Now, what is going to happen to this individual, I'm not 100% certain, but we're going to set the stage for you before we play the clip. Now, this is coming from Blade, which is the primary LGBTQ publication in Washington, D.C. So mind the language. Gay D.C. police lieutenant arrested on child porn charges. Matthew Mall once served as head of LGBT liaison unit. There you are. This is a man who did security for Netanyahu Milikowski. That's right. That's who this is. Got a good one here. DC police announced on April 14 that they have placed one of their lieutenants, Matthew Mall, on administrative leave and revoked his police powers after receiving info that he was arrested in Maryland one day earlier. Although the initial DC police announcement doesn't disclose the reason for the arrest, it refers to a statement by the Harford County, Maryland Sheriff's Office that discloses Mall has been charged with sexual solicitation of a minor and child porn solicitation. On Tuesday, the Harford County Sheriff's Office contacted MPD's Internal Affairs Division shortly after arresting the lieutenant. The allegations in this case are extremely disturbing and in direct contrast to the values of the Metropolitan Police Department. MPD's Internal Affairs Division will investigate violations of MPD policy once the criminal investigation concludes. MPD is not involved in the criminal investigation and was not aware of the investigation until yesterday. Mall served as an acting supervisor of the MPD's then Gay and Lesbian Liaison Unit in 2013 when he held the rank of sergeant. DC police officials placed him on administrative leave and suspended his police powers that same year while investigating an undisclosed allegation. So he's clearly got a rap sheet. A source familiar with an investigation said Mall was cleared of any wrongdoing a short time thereafter. Of course, once they know he's connected to Israel, that is pretty much all she wrote. NBC reports that Mall 47 has served on the police force for 23 years and most recently was assigned to the Department Special Operations Division. Records related to Mall's arrest filed in Harford's County District Court show Sheriff Department's investigators state in charging documents that he allegedly committed the offenses of sexual solicitation of a minor and child porn solicitation on Monday, April 13, one day before he was arrested. The court records show that he was held without bond during his first appearance in court on April 14. The decision on whether he would be released while awaiting trial or continue to be held without bond was scheduled to be determined during that bond hearing on April 15. The outcome of that hearing could not be immediately determined. And so, how did this go down? Let's bring in Chris Hansen.
We're involved in security for the Israeli president, Netanyahu. Did you meet the Israeli leader?
I'm sorry, I'm not answering any questions so I can speak to an attorney.
You sent photos of your penis erect? You told the boy you ruined your shorts, meaning you ejaculated while you were talking to him. You asked for explicit pictures of him. You say the age of consent in Maryland is 16. This boy is 15. You knew this was illegal. And you had multiple chances to not commit this crime, but you did anyway. Which makes me wonder how many times you've gotten away with it before.
And that is the $64,000 question. We only have one such incident that is on record that took place 13 years ago that we're aware of. Do you really think he hasn't done anything in the last 13 years, especially if he's protected by Netanyahu and the Israeli government? Who's to say that he's not on a plane already over to Tel Aviv? But that is the game these guys play. He's so proud of himself, he sits there with his dark-tinted sunglasses on, like he's above reproach. But don't worry, scumbag. The whole world sees you for what you really are. An abuser, pet her ass.
Do you have CSAM on your phone?
I'm sorry, I'm not answering any questions until I can speak to an attorney.
You talk about being busy in training. The boy says his parents will be out of town at a work conference. How long was your drive over here today from your home in Maryland?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not answering any questions until I speak to an attorney.
You talked about taking him out after getting to know him for cheesesteaks. And if it goes well, you say you'll meet the monster at the end of the happy trail. Just tell.
The type of language that some of these men use, whether with girls or boys, it doesn't matter. It's all the same. It's pretty perverted and sick how they describe their fantasies. And I completely sympathize with those who do not want to ever have to engage themselves, in the dating scene. I get it. I do. You never know who you could be talking to. You never know what they could be involved in. And this is a prime example of just that. This is a person who's supposed to be serving and protecting, not serving with protection. Did I just make a joke?
Tell me what you meant by that.
I'm sorry, I'm not answering any questions until I can speak to an attorney.
You feel pretty good about yourself today, huh? Think you were outsmarting everyone? A month and a day you spent chatting with someone who told you they're 15. Not just a cop, but a lieutenant. You sent pictures of yourself in uniform. You sent pictures of yourself from your office at the Metro DC Police Department, lounging on your couch, grooming a child. What should happen to you, Lieutenant?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not answering any questions until I can speak to an attorney.
I guess you won't.
Well, I'll tell you what's going to happen to him if he isn't able to get extradited to Israel. He's finished. And he's finished in more ways than one. This is not just a pederast, an abuser of children, and a purveyor of pornography, child pornography. This is a cop. So if he does go where he should, he's not coming out. He might enjoy it for a little while, but let me tell you, if there is a tailor-made inmate to be shown street justice, this is the guy. The problem is he's part of Netanyahu's security detail. And what that tells me is he's probably got a get out of jail free card. And he's pretty defiant, as you can see. I'm sorry, sir, I'm not answering any questions. I have my attorney present. Yeah. You be defiant. But thank goodness they're getting him off the street. And as I said, what will ultimately come out during disclosure, more than likely, is that this guy's been an abuser for years. Years. He's got the shield. He's a lieutenant, for God's sake. You want to talk about things that he's probably swept under the rug? How many lives have been ruined because of him? Let me tell you, when Chris Hansen gets involved, Chris Hansen's like the FBI. They're not coming for you unless they got the goods. And boy, oh boy, do they have the goods. But as we've said, and we've seen this many times before, when you have that Israel connection, as much as we want to say that these guys are going to get what they have coming to them, In so many cases, they never get it. Maybe this time they will. Here's hoping he does.